right, man. Let's talk about who will be the odd guy out when you talk about the big fella rotation. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. All right. So you know, out of the big fellas, you got Isaiah Stewart, Marvin Bagley, Kelly Olynyk, Nerlens Noel. Somebody's going to have to get traded or remain the odd guy out. All right. So um, a lot of people think Isaiah Stewart and Killian Hayes are developmental players or players that the Pistons should give up on. But when you look at Isaiah Stewart, he's looked like in off season he's shooting threes, and like I said before, I just don't. I just think. I mean, when you look at him, you just look at him like, what does he bring to the table? Energy. But the only thing that's holding him back, he got a 7'4" wingspan, about 6'8". He don't have a vertical lift. You know, people kind of want to compare him to Ben Wallace, tough and all that, strong kid. He just don't defend around, and his feet too heavy to get on the perimeter and guard the Tobias Harris's and the Anthony Davis. He's too small on the block, and now you got Carl Towns moving to the four. I mean, can he guard? Can't guard the bigs, can't guard the fours, can't guard the threes. The threes are the new fours anyway. He can't guard them. So you ask yourself, where does he really fit on this team? And I think where he fits in the lineup, where they're gonna get up and down the court, and he's gonna outrun his contemporaries in a straight line. He's fast. He's fast. He should be in part of a lineup where they're gonna get out and be athletic and run. That's his best attribute outside of being tough, gritty, scrappy. Is outrun his opponents, rebounding, hustling. That's what he does well. And then you turn to somebody like Kelly Olynyk, and a lot of people don't like Kelly Olynyk, which I don't understand why. They sit here and they complain about stretch two, stretch three, stretch fours, whatever. People can stretch the floor out on Olynyk. He can stretch the floor out and he can rebound a little bit. And I think he's more of a prime candidate to be traded more than anybody else. If we being honest, he's more of a prime candidate to be traded more than anybody else. But what he can do that the other ones can't do, Durham, Stewart, Bagley, well, not Bagley. I think he's gonna start, so we're not gonna talk about it. We can throw him in there. What he can do is stretch the floor. He's the one of them dudes who can stretch the floor, put the ball on the ground a little bit, get to the rim. Like Isaiah Stewart, he has some issues defending. So you got two big fellas got some issues defending. But he can stretch the floor, and that's what the Pistons is missing from that position. That's what he brings to the table. Then you turn around, you go Nerlens Noel. And once again, he bringing what the other two don't bring. He bring defense. Durability is an issue, but he bring defense. So he's gonna give you 20 minutes a night. He gonna rebound. He gonna defend the rim. That's his specialty. He get on the perimeter a little bit, defend. Good feet for size. Not the biggest dude, but he can move. He can move. So, and he can catch oops. So he gonna give you a rim presence. He gonna give you a really good rim presence, really good defender, but durability is an issue. Now, Jalen Duren, which I'm gonna do a video on him after this or later today, um, he's a wild card. A lot of people think he should sit and learn to get better, but you only gonna know if you can sit him and learn to get better, which I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. I mean later today or next. You only can know if he can sit and learn to get better about what he know out there and how he play. If he can stay out of foul trouble and he can, at least be, adequate on defense, I think he has the inside track of being a crack in the rotation more than them. Now, some people might say, oh, you can put Olynyk at the stretch four, you can put Stewart at the four, you can put Noel just down. He's not durable enough to play the four. I don't think he really a four offensively, but when you look at all these people, I don't see Durham and Bagley being able to play together. I don't see Durham and Stewart being able to play together effectively. I don't see, him and Noel and him and Olynyk could work. I just say that from a standpoint of, I look at Marvin Bagley as a five. I look at Olynyk as a five, but I think he can stretch the floor as a four, but defensively he trash. Look at Stewart as a five. And look at Duren as a five. Now, Durham has the athleticism to move his feet to get out there, but he's best at the five. So they got a lot of fives. A lot of guys that can play the fives and the guys that can play the four. People talking about Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Livers. Maybe get away from Diallo, get with Diallo in a smaller lineup. But they don't have enough four, so I foresee a trade coming, and that's my opinion. I foresee a trade coming. I foresee a trade coming because they have too many guys that can play that can play. That's five. They got four guys who can play the five now. Of course, Dwayne Casey and Troy Weaver going to try to reinvent the wheel. They're going to try to play Bagley at the five, playing with Olynyk, playing with Stewart, playing with Duren. I'm telling you right now, that's not going to work. People talking about 30, 35, 40 wins. You're going to be in the running for the number one pick playing them guys at the four. They're just not defensively good enough, and offensively, they don't do a good enough job stretching the floor besides Kelly Olynyk. All right. So they're going to take a good thing and make it bad. And Troy Weaver going to find his ass on the curve, fired, and somebody going to be winning with his players. So a move has to be made, and they still have $10 million left, but it's too much of a log jam at that five position because they are fives. They all play the five position. So now when you start, and the one guy you probably gonna get rid of is Kelly Olynyk because he's on an expiring contract. But do you really want to get rid of Kelly Olynyk? He's the one out of those guys who can stretch the floor at the five position. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't have brought Bagley back, period. But if it was up to me, and you gonna pay Bagley at the five, they're gonna have to go out there and get somebody. May it be Carmelo, may it be whoever it may be, Markieff Morris, TJ Warren, whoever it may be, they're gonna have to get somebody who can go out there and play with him. But playing Durham and Bagley and Olynyk and Stewart and all them together, it's not a good. They're not gonna be able to defend nothing. You got a young team on the perimeter that's learning to defend. Cade is an okay defender. Bay is a shaky defender. We see with Jaden Ivey, he's going to find his way through the league. So you don't have any superior defenders out there on the perimeter. So when they get to the basket, the Pistons might be able to go out there if they offensively click and average 105 points a game. They're going to give up 112, 115 points a game. So when you start talking about the rotation and what's going to happen with the rotation, in my opinion, like I said before, Bagley's probably the way they pay Bagley's gonna be your five. That's what's gonna happen. Bagley is gonna be your five. So you need somebody at the four, and maybe they feel comfortable with Isaiah Livers playing the four. But I still think you, with that money you got left, I think you can sign a good 1-year deal, or maybe you can make a trade. And we're gonna talk about an interesting trade later. But right now, they have to find somebody who mobile, solid defensively, can stretch the floor to play next to Marvin Bagley, because that's who I think they're going to start at the five. So right now, I think the more likely person to get chopped out of this is Kelly Olynyk, expiring contract. Even from a uh, from a unique standpoint, nobody else in this roster brings what he brings when you talking about stretching the floor. None of them guys, or putting the ball on the ground. None of the other fives on the team can do that. None of the guys I named, including Marvin Bagley, can do that. None of them. None of them could do that. So that's what you'll be missing, getting rid of Kelly Olynyk. That's what you'll be missing. No, getting rid of Nerlens Noel, you'll be missing rim defense. Jalen Duren not being ready, you will miss another rim defender, another scrappy, gritty young guy who will get up and down the court. That's what you'll be missing. That's what you'll be missing. With Isaiah Stewart, be missing some hustle. But I mean, like I said before, with Marvin Bagley, he ain't going nowhere. He just got paid. If you had to ask me, like I said, outside of me not wanting to bring Bagley back, if you had to ask me, Isaiah Stewart will be the odd guy out. If it was up to me, him and Bagley wouldn't be back, and he'd be the odd guy out. Both of them, I would not brought Bagley or not brought Stewart back. Stewart is just too small, and you very young on the perimeter. Think about that for a minute. You are very, very young on that perimeter. So you need a presence back there. If it's gonna be Durham, if it's gonna be Nerlens Noel, you need a presence. And everybody getting hype about this team. The critical mistake they made was paying Bagley, bringing Bagley back in general. Like I said before, they need defense. That was their biggest liability last year, and they addressed that need. And maybe Jalen Duren will take over. But right now, with how young this team is, and you lacking great defenders right now in that lineup, you need a great defender at the rim, and Durham will hopefully grow into that. Hopefully he will be that guy. Hopefully, you know. But until that day comes, they have a lot of points if they think about playing Bagley, Durham. Excuse me, Bagley, Stewart, Durham, Noel. Some of them do. They think about playing them together. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. And maybe they thinking about Isaiah Livers playing the 4 spot, Salik Bay playing the 4 spot or something like that. Maybe going with Killian and Jaden Ivey in the backcourt. Somebody else putting K to the 3 and Bay to the 4. Maybe. But they still got to go out there and get some type of a real true 4 out there. But let me know what you girls and guys think. And I have to say the odd guy out of this rotation is going to be out. Most likely to get traded is Olynyk. But if any trade isn't made, Isaiah Stewart is going to be the guy that's going to be out this rotation, in my opinion. That's going to be the guy who's going to find himself outside this rotation. But, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Like I said, hit my link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All inside the link tree. I'm going to put up the podcast on Spotify, Anchor pretty soon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I share it on social media when I get a chance. So check out my Instagram story. Check out me on Twitch and Facebook as well. I share it there. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget checking my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports news, news, and entertainment. It's Goodfella TV. Peace.